how's everyone today? Yeah, I'm only hearing a couple voices, so I'm not sure that I completely believe you. So this is what we're going to do. I'm actually glad you said that. But we're going to try this one more time. I'm going to move away from the mic because I don't want to blow anything out. How are you today? See, that's an Easter announcement. So, I have a question, as I tend to do. You can choose to raise your hand and answer if you want, or you don't have to. It's entirely up to you. But I want you to give it some serious thought. Because today is a day of pushing buttons. And I know a lot of people, yeah, go ahead and practice now. And I know a lot of people don't like that whole pushing buttons thing, but it's very important for today. So here's the question. Raise your hand, if you so choose, if you feel anything in your life that you don't like. Any situations that you would love to have change, be different. Any source of thorn in the flesh kind of thing where it's however this expresses, like, no, for real, can this cup pass before me? Because I really am not thirsty right now. Like, for real, I have other things that I would much rather do, be, feel, have, experience. Please. Do you know that that's a blessing?
Yes.
See, I'm determined to Now it's funny because a lot of people we don't think about, we don't realize that discomfort is the thing that pulls our divinity out. For example, this thing that Steph plays is called a This thing that Charles plays is called a Is there an A, even if I don't touch it? Is there the potential of an A note here? Yes. Is there the potential of an A note there?
Yes.
Is there the potential of an A note in the vocalist, even if there's no singing?
Yes.
But what brings the note out? Stress, pressure. You have to hit the key, pull the string, put air through your lungs. It needs pressure for the note, the music, to be expressed. We need a certain amount of pressure to remind us, I got this. There's music in me. Anyone in here speak Japanese other than Gary? I know a little bit of Japanese other than Gary, because I already know. I've mentioned some Japanese stuff before. I know you do. There's a Japanese word that I may be mispronouncing, so please forgive me if I do. Kintsugi. Anybody here know what it is?
Repeat that.
Merry Christmas? I didn't quite hear that. Say that one more time. Okay, kintsugi basically is an art form where you take a piece of pottery, you break it, you reconnect it using silver or gold to rejoin it. So it's broken pottery, and you see the cracks are rejoined using gold or silver. Rumi said that when we are broken, now he said, when we are broken, the broken places are where the light comes in, and the broken places are where the light comes out. Far too many of us want to run around and try to go through life as if, things are perfect, great, everything's good. Sometimes it's okay to say, no, I'm having a really day today. That's how I feel. And it's okay to express how we feel. It's okay to change the channel and find something that I'm not watching the Kardashians. And change the channel. But you are going to occasionally hit a button that's going to put something on the television that you really don't want to watch. Nothing says you have to click, click, click. Kardashians, put the remote down, I have to watch. No, you don't. Change it. And if you can't find in the 4,697 channels that exist, you can't find something you want to watch, turn it off and go outside. There's always a choice. But we forget this. Charles Fillmore said that every time we release or get rid of, let go of, change and error is a moment of crucifixion. The moment we change, now the error is not necessarily what we are doing, it's what we're thinking and feeling. Because the doing has to be preceded by a thought, something we're holding in consciousness. So at the moment we say, enough is enough, I need to change this outward expression of whatever is showing up. Remember, for those, anybody here, this is the first time you're seeing me? Oh. Let's talk afterwards. In 2012, I weighed 293 pounds. Whole lot of stress, a whole lot of stuff that needed to be crucified was going on in my system. A lot. And I lost and forgot who I was, what I was, why I was. Something else took over and I let it take the reins. And it was off and running as the donut went in. And then it took my doctor to tell me, dude, your blood pressure is like way up here. Your cholesterol level is way up here. I know you do the martial art thing, you need to do something. I'm going to give you 6 months, you need to change this. And I had a serious, had a come to Jesus moment where I sat down and said, I know this stuff. What is, we have moments. Forgetting is okay. Because for the first couple of weeks, trust and believe, I was kicking myself. For those who did not see. I was kicking myself, punishing myself, because I should know better. I should know better. At some point, we have to stop shoulding on ourselves. Stop judging ourselves and release and let go. Realize that there is a moment where we take the stuff, our very stuff, we go into the tomb, knowing that a transformation, a metamorphosis is going to occur, and we are going to come out. Rise and shine. You are divine. But like the butterfly, it must go into the cocoon to transform. Going into that place that we don't want to go, oftentimes is the very thing that causes us to transform. The thing that makes the music is stress and pressure. Stop avoiding it. Stop running from it. And as scary as that sounds, and trust and believe, because I know, it's the place we need to be. Why? Because turn the news on at any moment. Watch any of the presidential debates, and you'll understand that there is a call to action for the shifting of erroneous thoughts and consciousness. And the great thing is, pause for a second. Anybody in here ever been to physical therapy? Okay. Anybody in here ever been to the gym? Personal trainer or anything? Okay. So pause for a second. This place is either one of two things for everybody here, everybody who comes in the door. This place is either a hospital where we come for physical therapy. We're broken, we're damaged, and something, and we come here to be taught how to walk again, taught how to run again. Physical therapy. But is physical therapy meant to last for the rest of one's life? No. Physical therapy is meant to be temporary. It's meant to be temporary. Now, I had major knee surgery, ACL, snap. Heard a sound pop like a rubber band. Knee blew up that bed immediately. Went to physical therapy, went to the surgeon after 6 months of walking around like, I'm fine. I'm fine. For 6 months. Talk about swimming in denial. For 6 months, I hobbled saying I was fine. Finally went to the hospital, had to have surgery, blah, 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 then had to do physical therapy, right? So physical therapy, you go through. But when physical therapy was done, I was still babying the knee. Afraid to trust what that whole year of physical therapy had enabled me to do. So I asked the doctor, could I go back to physical therapy? And the doctor said, no, you don't need to. What you need to do is start working out and strengthen it more. At some point, physical therapy needs to end. At some point, our consciousness needs to rise enough that we are no longer here to be fixed or healed. But we realize that we're already it. And we start coming here as a gym, as a place of fitness, where whoever is speaking, whoever the chaplains are, they are serving as our personal trainers to say 10 more push-ups, to keep us in shape. We're either here for physical therapy because we won't acknowledge and accept, or it's a gym where we need to maintain. But trust and believe, there are times when I was going to the gym to shift that excess weight that I didn't want to go to the gym. Tracy and I were like, and Tracy said, come on, Doc, we got to go, come on, we got to. And there were times where I said, come on, Tracy, we got to go. And you get up and go, even when you may not feel like it, but you know that by being around other people with the same vision, same goals, same purpose, it inspires you to think higher. And if you're thinking higher, what does the song say? Our thoughts are prayers. Seek a higher consciousness. When you're here with like-minded individuals, people won't let you shift to here, because their level of communication is always going to encourage higher and higher and higher states. But we have to be willing to go there. Now, beyond that, as I said, you're coming here for one of two things. I lied. There's actually four. Once you got into the place where, it's on Easter too, I lied. Once you've gotten to the place where, it's not funny, I'll put the applause card up when it's funny. So once you've gotten here, you've done the fitness thing, you're in shape. I want to be a physical therapist now. I want to help others do what I did. So then you come for the training to become a physical therapist or a personal trainer. But you still come. Because even personal trainers and physical therapists and anyone out in the real world who has to be certified for stuff, you got to get CEUs. You got to maintain. Because it's real easy to fall into, yes, I've been doing this for a long time. I've got it. Wait, what do you mean that the phone's not connected to the wall anymore? What do you mean? You're telling me that little thing, that's a phone? What? It's very easy to fall into a place of complacency where we don't realize things are shifting and changing and evolving. It's very easy to get comfortable in our skin. But there comes a time when we must. And I know, and this is the pushing button, this ding, 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 ding. I know and understand that there is this foundation upon which unity is built, and new thought is built, and religious science is built, and the divine science. I know and I understand. But there comes a time when we have to upgrade. We can no longer continue to follow every single thing. Way back when Johnny Coleman first went to Unity, she wasn't allowed to complete because she was a Negro. And at that time, Unity was racist. Don't know if you know that. Johnny Coleman was not allowed to complete because Unity was still caught in the consciousness of the nation. But it shifted. Is that shift still going on, or has that shift stagnated to a point? Each of us must come to the place where we ask ourselves, have I hit a ceiling? In my own personal life, have I hit a ceiling? Am I willing to crucify whatever in my life needs to be crucified so that I can rise and shine? Am I willing to let this go to be that? So my birthday was March 25th, and a couple of us went out to celebrate because the Superman vs. Batman movie was released on my birthday. So of course, I'm going to go see it. I mean, they saved it waiting for it to open the night and it's on my birthday, so of course I'm going. When I saw the first Man of Steel, there was a scene that brought me, and I don't mean tears. I mean, I sobbed. Tracy had to comfort me because I sobbed. Anybody here see the movie? Jonathan's young or something? Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, because I can raise it on now. Do you remember the scene when Pa Kent ran back to the vehicle, tornado is coming? And he tells Clark. Clark's over there with his mom under an overpass, protected from the tornado. And Pa Kent runs back out to the car, and he looks over to Clark, knowing my son can save me, but I don't want him to be exposed. So he shakes his head, and the tornado wipes him away. And I lost it. The amount of fortitude that it takes, I lost it. But there's a line in the movie when Jor-El says, what if a child dreamed of becoming something other than what society had intended? What if a child aspired to something greater? What if each and every one of us aspired to something other than what society, other than what unity says we are supposed to be? And we say, I can and will be something greater. What would happen to this world, this nation, if each and every person in this room vowed to be so committed to your own personal transformation that nothing, no man, no woman, no situation, no politician, no war, no terrorist, no illness, no disease, no nothing could stop you from being the divinity that you are? Nothing could stop you from being love in expression. Nothing. No abusive parent, no abusive spouse, nothing could stop you from forgiving because it's who and what you are. What if nothing could hold you back, hold you down? What if nothing could tell you no? Walk across the water, no. Lies. What if nothing was impossible to you because your very being says, I'm possible? What would you be able to do and be and have in expression? You know, it said that the chicken is invested. Sorry, my vegan friends. The chicken is invested, but the pig is committed. I got something to do. Oh, you need another one? Here, I got something to do. And the pig says, take me. What if we were so committed to saying that whatever it is in me that I am running from, hiding, denying, refusing to allow, to accept, or to surrender to, has no power over me? What did Glenda say when the Wicked Witch of the West showed up? Boom, you have no power here. What if we had that level of commitment to say that whatever that is, That when the doctor says A, B, C, you have no power here. That when mom or dad says, with all due respect, you have no power here. Because the only place that power in my life exists is in my consciousness. So what you say, what you believe about me, has nothing to do with me. It's all me. So what if we were that committed? What if we were committed enough, as the story of Yeshua says, I really don't want to drink this. I really don't want to go through this. However, to prove the point that there is no death, to prove the point that each and every one of us is the I am presence showing up, I will allow this form to be sacrificed to show you not what I am, not what I can do, but what you are and what you can do. When you allow yourself to step into that state of knowing. It's not a state of believing. It's one thing to believe something. It's an altogether different thing to know it. And some things we know that we don't know. How many times have we said things like, I don't know, it's a feeling, I can't explain it, I just know. What is that? Other than your own divine higher self saying, pay attention. It's always there. We refer to it as that still small voice. The voice is only quiet or still because we've got all this other stuff going on. And this is, no, can't, impossible, ugly, fat, stupid. But you're beautiful. The only reason this is so quiet is because this is so loud. The moment we say, you have no power here. This is clear, crystal clear, loud and announcing like the theme to Star Wars. Bum, 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 bum. It's loud. There is no trumpets and drums. It's loud. But are we willing? Because we're used to it. We're used to habits. We all have them. We have them. Are we willing to sacrifice them for the highest good of our consciousness, our lives? Because as each and every one of us shifts and changes, it changes and transforms everything else. Imagine for a moment, there are no windows in this room. There's one door. There's no windows, so you folks up there can't see me either. There's no windows, so no light is getting in here at all. And it's midnight. And I flick the switch and turn the lights in the room off. You see nothing in the room. But suppose Steph pulls out one candle. Do you see him? Suppose Brenda turns on one candle. Do you see them? Now, from each of them, I then go over and light my candle. Now it's 3. If each and every one of us took out our candles and lit them from theirs, how much light would be in the room? Enough to see every face. Enough to see everything in here. That's the world right now. A dark room. And each and every one of us has the opportunity to light our candles, to rise and shine. To be reborn like the phoenix from the ashes of the past, from the ashes of the old self, letting the ego self go, letting the physical body of stuff go, letting what society thinks, let it go, to step forward and say, I know what I am. I know who I am. I know why I'm here, even if I really don't. I trust that it's there somewhere. Because we may not really know exactly, I want to do this, but sometimes we're not sure. And that's fine. Let go. Surrender and relax. Because it will come. There are times where, how many musicians in the room? How many authors or writers in the room? Poets. Are there ever times when yeah, it's just not coming. The song's not coming. The music's not coming. The words aren't coming. And then you say, and you do something. You go for a walk. You go outside. You pet the dog. You call the cat, even though the cat's driving the car somewhere. You do something that takes your mind away from. Y'all laugh like you don't know your cat takes your car. Oh, that's why cats were exalted in Egypt as gods, because I digress. You do something to distract your mind, and then once your mind is clear, you come back and it downloads through you and the words flow. And what you aim to do was a poem turned into a chapter. What you aim to do as a song turned into an opus. Because you opened and availed yourself to let it come. But when we let our stuff get in the way, it can't flow. You got to flip the light switch for the light to come on. You got to strike the match to light the candle or the lighter. There has to be something where there's a moment of change the channel, shift my consciousness, release the error in consciousness, change it so that the transformation can occur. But the question is, are you committed enough to let that happen? You don't have to answer. It's a question for yourself. Now, last two things, because my time is up. Thank you, Sarah. She got the cards. When I was here last, we blessed the children, and one of the things we say, we behold the Christ in you. A change. Do you have to do it? No. No. But think about this. What would happen if that change happened? We behold the Christ you are. Just that minor tweak in language. We behold the Christ in you. We behold the Christ you are.
Amen.
It's a big difference. Second thing that I would like to leave you with is, I was marinating on the peace song, just in my own mind, thinking, what's in a more elevated way of thinking about this? Just listen and think. Just listen and think. Yes, there is peace on earth, and it is expressed as me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that brings unity. As source is the I am, expressing itself as me. We now walk with each other in God's perfect harmony. Yes, peace began with me. It's here in this moment now. With every breath I take, my life is a joyous vow. I take each moment and live each moment as peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth because peace